Hey guys, this is Chris. So today I'm going to show you how to do your shot. Um, so first off you'll need a syringe, alcohol wipes, and your testosterone. So first off you're going to want to wash your hands, which I just did. First what I'm going to do is I'm going to fill up the syringe. So I have my testosterone here. So first, when you first get the vial, it's going to come with a green cap. And after you take that off, that stays off. So every time after you take it off, you're going to want to disinfect the top before you insert the needle in there. Okay, so I have a 3 ml syringe. It's about 21 gauge. So it's a pretty big needle. It's should be about 1 inch to 1.5 inches. And some of them, when you first get them, you're going to need to twist them a little. Otherwise, the testosterone will not fill into the syringe. Okay. So you're going to want to pull some air into it. And then put it into the vial. Putting some air into it will help the testosterone flow out into the needle, into the syringe, because it's very viscous. I am doing about 75 milligrams. The actual ml you do varies on the compound you have, the concentration. So mine is 100 mg per ml, so that's going to be about 0.75 ml, but most people have the 200 mg per ml, so that would be about 0.3775 ml. So it really depends on what concentration you have. So it's going to take some time to actually get the testosterone in there, because it's very viscous. That's why you need a thick needle for it to flow into. Usually 23, 22 gauge is fine. I use 21 because, I don't have a problem with needles, and helps it flow out easier. And also some people who have problems with needles, they like to use the bigger needle to fill it, and then they switch out the needle to inject. Takes a while. Now I'm going to do about 0.8 ml. Just round it up a bit. I like to fill it up more than that, and then I like to flick the air bubbles out and push it out to make sure I get all the air bubbles out. Okay, let's see. Alright, so you're going to want to get the air bubbles out, because you don't want that in the syringe. So you're going to flick it a bit, and then I push some out. Alright. Now I'm going to have to disinfect my thigh. So I'm not going to take it out because I want it to keep sterile. Alright. So there's a few places you can inject: your butt, your deltoid, and your arm, and your thigh. I like doing it in my thigh because I like to be able to see where I do it. And it's a good idea to switch thighs each week or every 2 weeks, depending how often you inject. So on your thigh, it's basically anywhere you can see the muscle flex. So it should be, you put 2 hands here, so it's going to be this area, and you split it 2/3. So I'm going to do it around here. So I'm going to get another alcohol wipe. And I'm going to let that dry. Now there's some people are kind of like, they don't want the testosterone to leak out, so one thing you could do is Z-track it. Is where you pull your muscle, pull your skin and muscle to the side like this a little, and then you put it in so it doesn't leak out, because you know the hole won't be a straight 90-degree angle from where it was injected into a muscle, so it won't leak out as well. And I've heard if you slowly put it in and then slowly take it out, it'll help with leaking too. So now I'm going to inject. Let me make sure I have the right amount. Okay. Now it's in. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to aspirate to make sure there's no blood, to make sure you didn't inject into a vessel. So you pull out a bit, you pull the syringe out a bit, and there's no blood. So now you inject. And when you Z-track, the needle's not going to be fully up at a 90-degree because you pulled aside the skin. So it's going to wiggle out a bit. So I'm going to just slowly take it out. And make sure you cap up the syringe again. Some of them have a safety mechanism where they kind of slide back in if you don't have the cap. And you're going to want to dispose of this correctly. Alright, so that's pretty much it. So some people ask, like, they think they injected into a vessel. From what I've read it feels like you'll definitely know, because it kind of feels like you're dying for like a few seconds. But as long as the syringe, the needle is long enough and you inject into the right area, you should have no problem getting it straight into a muscle, because the muscle is pretty big. So testosterone cypionate, it slowly releases for the next 2 weeks. I do my shot every week. And yeah, so always clean out the spot, clean out the top of the vial, and you should be good.